Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. There's a slew of new MOTU Origins news over the last couple of days, and special thanks to Michael of Toy Habits for scoring all these early photos and sharing them out with the community for us to discuss it. Although I have to say that most of us here are feeling the sting of frustration and betrayal at Mattel Creations preventing all of Southeast Asia from purchasing the Rock-On figure as covered in my recent video. That's right, that was a major blow to all of us fans here in Asia. Although that happened, I'm still passionate about the brand. Okay, I'm still talking about MOTU. I'm still supportive if they allow us to be supportive of the brand. All right, so what's up, Mattel Creations? Are you going to let us support MOTU, or are you going to keep on toy blocking us? Right, let me know, okay? But anyway, we got this slew of new images here, and that's one butt ugly looking merman. All right, this is from the cartoon collection. That's one freaky looking facial expression. That is the last expression that I would think of, when I think of the fearsome ocean warlord, merman. Okay, that ain't no warlord. Okay, that's a terrified tuna man. All right, that's why they went to it for this figure. And out of all of the facial sculpts they could have used, I'm surprised that they went this expression. I know it's sort of like Filmation accurate, but then again, not quite. We did see a version from Super 7 a couple of years ago. This one doesn't look quite as cartoony or terrified, right? He actually does look maybe a little bit menacing, creepy even. But I'm just not a fan of this particular merman sculpt. This is probably like the third origin style merman figure that we've gotten. And I think the Lots of Power version was still the best one. But this one here, we are getting a pretty cartoon-styled trident staff. All right, that thing is very simplistic looking, but it's cartoon accurate, so they can get away with anything. And also what appears to be something, I don't know, it's like a circular thing there. Looks like a Mentos. I think it's a pearl of some kind. It's probably story-related. Definitely, when we see the packaging art for this thing, there'll be a reference to the cartoon episode where this thing appears in, specifically this particular scene. So anybody that knows it, drop a comment below. But yeah, this is merman with a pretty interesting looking trident staff. Not so crazy about that Mentos ball that he's holding, but the facial sculpt definitely makes me just not want to pick this thing up. Okay, I mean, they could have used any other facial expression, right? I know it's cartoon accurate, but then again, they could take some liberties here as well, especially when you consider the fact that the Filmation style cartoon collection He-Man doesn't exactly quite look like the He-Man from the cartoon either. Okay, so what do you guys think about this figure? Drop your comments below. We're also seeing the new images of what is going to be an exclusive Walmart release, Terror. Okay, this is actually a pretty fun and fantastic looking figure. He's another kind of Frankenstein figure. He's like a Frankenstein Rattlor, just like Lord Grasp, which we covered in the previous video as well. That figure was just made up of a bunch of MOTU figures just combined together to form a new entity. Same thing what we're seeing here as well. Apparently, you can just take all of these MOTU characters, split them all up, and just mash them together to form new characters. Okay, so that's what Terror is. But I do find that Terror is a pretty interesting design. It has been exactly 1 year since Terror made a surprise cameo appearance on the cardback artwork for Hypno, giving him legitimacy within the MOTU Origins universe. Since then, he's popped up elsewhere on the card artwork for Snake Mountain as well. And you know that this guy is just waiting in the wings to be debuted. So we have these official production photos here right now. What sucks though is that this thing is, from what I hear, slated to be a Walmart only exclusive. As you know, Walmarts only exist in the United States of America. And also, apparently, it turns out that this doesn't work out so well as well for most Americans, because there isn't always a Walmart like just right next door to you. Okay, I hear people telling me they gotta drive like 3 hours to get to a nearby Walmart. That could happen. So, it's ironic that this situation not only sucks for like the whole world, the universe of MOTU collectors out there, but also for the people living in the country that it's intended for. So you're living in America, but the situation still sucks because this thing isn't immediately accessible to you. All right, it's meant for you, but you can't get it that easily either. So look, guys, there's obviously a reason for all this happening. Not every figure or exclusive is intended for a retail release, because it probably just won't do well. But you've given us other repaints and rehash figures before, right? So this one, I would say, is one of the far better ones, okay, because he's got a lot of play value to him. You got a lot of parts here to mix and match stuff. You get an extra Rattlor neck, alternate display options. You get all of the trapjaw weapons. So this is like a mutant creature version of Trapjaw. Okay, already we've got Mouse Jaw. Now we've got this other version of him also that's like half Rattlor, half Mosquito, half Whiplash. Okay, all in one, all right? So look, honestly, I feel that, this is a pretty good looking figure. It's just sad that most of us, right, just won't get the opportunity to own it. Okay, the last of the new figures that have been revealed is the Cartoon Collection Stratos figure. I'm honestly surprised that we're seeing another Stratos figure in Origins. This is the third one to date. And I'm surprised because of the fiasco that is still present with the Wave 7, I believe. Yeah, the Wave 7 Origins wave that had the mini comic Stratos figure, the infamous mini comic Stratos figure that some countries have reported are still on shelves, like in the hundreds of thousands or something like that, even after 3 years. Look, I've made no secret of my disdain towards this figure. I felt it was one of the most completely unnecessary repaints, the most invalid mini comic repaint of a MOTU Origins figure, perhaps. And you know what, it even made my list of one of the worst figures ever for 2021. Just to be clear, Malaysia never had an issue with the overcrowding on shelves of the mini comic Stratos figure because that figure never made it here to retail. We just have hundreds of unsold web stores and stinkers and clam champs. Okay, even after all this time, check out my old previous videos. Okay, this particular figure, I have to say though, and I've made no secret of the fact that I'm actually not really a huge fan of Stratos. I never have been, but this particular figure, I have to say that among all of the 5-inch scale Stratos figures that we have to date, including the vintage 80s one, this one looks the best. Okay, honestly, the colors are really bright, the sculpt is good, and this is the only Stratos figure that I can think of that actually has a handheld accessory, like the only 5-inch scale Stratos figure to come with a weapon of sorts, and that's the staff that he's holding here. I think that that's supposed to be the staff of Avion or something like that. Either way, it has to be cartoon related. But yes, I have to say that, if ever there was a situation that I absolutely needed to get hold of a 5-inch scale Stratos figure, this would be my choice, okay, because he's looking good, all right? This is a good-looking Cartoon Collection figure, and I also think that he's going to be a popular choice with many of you guys out there. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of all of these new reveals. Hit me up right there, and I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content. Take care out there.